A new era is exploding across the global financial system. Bitcoin has just blasted through $110,000 and claimed its spot among the world's powerhouse currencies. Billions in ETF inflows are stacking up, each move pulling more institutional giants into the market. Wall Street is moving fast, locking up supply and setting off a chain reaction across every single asset class. DeFi rails are lighting up with record liquidity too. New platforms are opening fresh frontiers and trading volumes are shattering all-time highs. Every chart, every metric, every headline is pointing in one direction: acceleration. Money, power, and innovation are merging at a pace that only happens once in a generation, and it's happening during our generation. Right now, every signal says the game is changing for those who catch the move or the trend early. You're standing at the doorway to the next financial era, and this window will not stay open long. If you want a front row seat to every breakout, every signal, and every play the smart money is making, then you may want to subscribe to the channel, follow me on X, and leave your comments in the sections because I do read every single one of them and I take them into account when I'm preparing my shows with my amazing research team. The next wave is already building, and only those who move first and pay attention will write the story everyone else tells later. This is your chance to get ahead of the world. The crowd will wish they were here, and I'm so happy you are here. So, okay guys, let's get into it. We know Bitcoin has just ripped past $110,000, smashing through another all-time high and rewriting the global currency leaderboard in real time. For the first time ever, Bitcoin leapfrogs the Taiwan dollar to become the 8th largest currency on the planet, with a market cap of over $2.18 trillion. Money is flooding in at a speed never before seen. Bitcoin ETFs are hauling in $607 million in new inflows in a single day, setting the pace for a new era of institutional accumulation. IBIT alone is soaking up $530 million worth, which is proof that the world's biggest asset managers are no longer watching from the sidelines. Wall Street's attention right now is locked in and focused. A golden cross, as we've covered in my last couple videos, just flashed on the daily chart, signaling a surge in momentum as trend followers and high-frequency traders race to get exposure. In previous cycles, this technical pattern has been the launchpad for massive price expansions, and the tape is starting to reflect that intensity. For months, cryptos lived in the shadows of financial media, but that's all changing very fast. CNBC now broadcasts Bitcoin's new highs into the millions, while analysts point out the most explosive details yet, which is retail investors haven't even started piling in, which means you are early. This isn't just a rally, it's a global repricing. Bitcoin now outranks major sovereign currencies. ETF inflows are smashing records, and technical signals are flashing green, all while the wider world is only just waking up to what's happening. The stage is set, the volume is rising, and Bitcoin's quiet coronation is underway. The day opened with DeFi at full throttle, or your yesterday, depending on when you're watching this. SUI celebrated a breakout moment, setting a fresh all-time high for a total value locked TVL, blasting through $2 billion and posting a staggering 222% gain over the last year. This milestone alone captures just how fast capital has been rotating into new DeFi primitives and cross-chain rails, with optimism running high as TVL, user growth, and new protocols all surge. But as the celebration echoes, a major shock hits the ecosystem. Cetus, SUI's main liquidity provider DEX, suffered a high-profile attack with $11 million drained out of the SUI USDC pool almost instantly, wiping out over 75% of some token pools and freezing up trading activity. It's a gut check for the whole DeFi sector. Confidence wavers, protocols scramble, and all eyes lock on the negotiation table as teams race to recover funds. Inca Digital and Cetus go public with their efforts, offering a $6 million bounty to the exploiter in hopes of a white hat resolution. Amid the fallout, DeFi's heartbeat doesn't slow down. Traders pivot, looking for new opportunities as volatility spikes and risk is rapidly repriced. On the derivatives front, the market is supercharged. Open interest and funding on Hyperliquid surge to new all-time highs, with perpetual contracts and leverage reaching levels that set the stage for major liquidations if momentum keeps building. Funding rates top 0.1%, annualizing out an eye-watering 177%. And the market braces for a possible $5 billion short squeeze if Bitcoin keeps pressing up. Trading fees on Hyperliquid break new records, $5 million in just 24 hours, annualizing at a nearly $2 billion. These are not just speculative flows, but signals that serious volumes and capital rotation are running hotter than ever. Beyond DeFi, the rails between crypto and traditional markets keep getting stronger. Kraken unveils plans to launch over 50 tokenized stocks and ETFs, including Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, making blue chip equity exposure possible for anyone in crypto. OKX also rolled out xBTC, a fully backed Bitcoin token that brings Bitcoin liquidity natively onto Solana, SUI, and Aptos, tightening the links between flagship blockchains and digital gold. The CFTC then also stepped in with a major green light. Crypto perpetual futures are now officially allowed in the US, setting the stage for even more institutional and retail activity as regulated derivatives go live. So you see, even when faced with setbacks, the DeFi engine adapts fast, rotating capital, innovating new rails, and blending TradFi with crypto. Every new product, every new rule, every bold experiment is fueling this market cycle. This pace isn't slowing. If anything, it's accelerating. Social feeds and sentiment trackers light up with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana chatter as the entire ecosystem is surging. BTC dominates with over 153,000 mentions. Solana is pushing past 82,000, and Ethereum crossed 79,000. Social buzz looks explosive on the surface. But if we dig deeper, we look behind the curtain, something unusual appears. Funding rates on most major exchanges are flat or even below baseline. This rally is running on the lowest euphoria levels ever recorded for a new Bitcoin all-time high. You may have felt it on crypto Twitter or crypto X now. There's no crowded trades, no frenzied FOMO, just steady accumulation and patient hands. An environment that feels more like institutional chess than retail mania. Retail honestly hasn't even shown up in force yet. App stores rankings, transaction sizes, and wallet growth all are signals that the mainstream crowd is still waiting on the sidelines. The Coinbase app sits way outside the top 20 in finance and nowhere near the viral breakouts of previous retail-driven cycles, which tells us altcoin season has not started yet. There's an open runway for more capital to flow in when sentiment finally tips. Prediction markets price in a 43% probability that Bitcoin reaches $150,000 before the end of the year. Odds like these haven't been seen since the peak of the last cycle. And this time, the entire setup is being driven by real flows, deep liquidity, and major market structure upgrades. Global liquidity is the true engine underneath it all. Charts show an almost perfect correlation between fresh capital entering the ecosystem and Bitcoin's climb, no matter what the headlines say. It's liquidity that calls the next move. And as money rotates into DeFi, ETFs, and new rails, the cycle gets stronger, bigger, and more connected to every part of the financial world. On the surface, things may seem a little noisy or unclear, but underneath it all, the current is strong, steady, and getting stronger. The market sits in a rare territory, somewhere it's never been before. Historic highs with historic calm, major upside in play, and every sign pointing to a bigger wave yet to come. The market is rewriting history, guys, right in front of us. Bitcoin just entered the top league of global currencies. Institutional money is pouring in faster than ever. DeFi is setting all-time records, and the rails between crypto and traditional finance are fusing together in real time. But here's the kicker. The majority are still asleep, as I was saying. The headlines are only now starting to catch up, while the real moves are already in motion. This is the moment when legends are made and fortunes shift hands, because that's what's happening. There's the biggest transfer of wealth in history happening right now. Every chart, every signal, every flow points in one direction, up and to the right, all while the crowds are waiting. The people closest to the action get the first picks of the opportunity. So if you're here now, you're already ahead of 99% of the world. The doors to the next chapter are wide open for those who are paying attention. So I hope you don't just watch this story play out from the sidelines. Lock in your edge. You're here now, so take advantage of it. I'd hope you're subscribed if you're not already. Share this video with a friend or family member who needs to hear this and needs to know that it's not too late and they can still partake and still buy Bitcoin. And let me know in the comments sections if you have any questions or what specific tokens you'd like me to cover next, because the next phase is already in motion, guys. I hope you don't miss the wave. Stay close, because every day you're early is another day you compound in your advantage over the rest of everybody else. This is your opportunity to front run everyone else and become part of the story, the historic story, as it unfolds in transforming your wealth for generations to come. The future is being built right now, and the winners are already positioning themselves, and I hope you will be one of them. Anyway, guys, I love you very much, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.